strong silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to FPL Gameweek 7 podcast episode number 41. I'm joined with my co-host Rush, who is coming back after an incredible week with an unexpected captaincy return. When all of us are here having scorelines of 30 and 40, this man is high achieving. So how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Happy I had to somehow catch up.
Yep.
Had a pretty decent week with my captaincy, obviously, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, happy with where I'm at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, Haaland. How good is Haaland?
Haaland, man, 2 goals in Champions League as well. The more he scores, the more I'm like, yeah, even Spurs, this guy is just going to score. There is no stopping this man at this moment. But we'll see how Salah does tomorrow. Obviously, Thiago is also back, so we'll have a look and see with regards to that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Quinton, welcome from FPL Amateur of Us podcast, and also Tin. Shout out to Tin as well, who's in the chat now. Let's start. Before we actually get started, I just wanted to point out we are trying to get nominated for Best New Content Creator category in the Football Content Awards. So if you would like to vote for us in that section, just go to the link that I'm about to put in the chat and vote for us there for Best New Content Creator. You can also vote for us in the other categories if you wish to, but that's the category we're trying because I feel like the FPL category is going to be full stock with like a lot of top content creators. So I was like, okay, let's try a category we can try and achieve if possible. But anyways, having said all of that, let's get into the video. Now, season ticker. What I've done is I've taken the season ticker that we used to show and I've added the European fixtures / cup fixtures. So what happening is I've not added this week's European fixtures. But I've added from Game Week 7 after. All the way until Game Week 16, after which is the World Cup, which means we effectively get another wildcard. And I've sorted it by season ticker according to up to Game Week 16. So Bournemouth are on top. But to be honest, I would rather avoid Bournemouth and probably Aston Villa as well at the moment, based on how they're going. But there are other teams, West Ham. The next couple fixtures, at least for West Ham, until by the looks of it, until maybe Game Week 11. Until Game Week 11, look to be pretty decent. They do have a couple European fixtures as well in there. And apart from that, you've got the likes of Palace, Leicester, Newcastle. All of these teams are on top. And all of these teams are teams that you might want to target on an upcoming Game Week 8 or 9 wildcard as well. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think Bournemouth up there is. I don't think they haven't really shown much enough just to prove that they should be up there. Villa's another interesting team. I feel like they've just been very up and down this season. So down this season, they have the quality players. They got the striking, and I just don't know what went wrong. Like they played really well. The team hasn't changed significantly since.
Even Gerrard.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, we always had Villa assets, and
Yeah.
I'm not discounting them away completely. In fact, I was actually looking at Watkins, was looking at my sort of striker replacements for Jesus, and I was looking into Watkins, and he's starting every game. It might just be some sort of a tipping point where they're sort of on the downswing at the moment. But I feel like once they hit a bit of an upswing, they'll gain some momentum. And I think the next 4 fixtures seem like a
Fixtures
good
to target
to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like if they can't do it in these 4 game weeks, then
Go on. Yeah.
Forget about them until they show some sort of hope towards the middle of the season or in the latter part of the season.
Yep.
West Ham will be interesting. I think they got the quality players, and again, that's another team which has kind of fallen off compared to last season. Antonio got a return last week or last weekend, which was kind of interesting after how strong he started last year. And Bournemouth could be interesting. They got some good, cheap budget options. In terms of specific players, we'll have to get into that. But the top 3 is looking very. I wouldn't say they're the ones which people have in mind at the moment going into game week 7 or 8.
Yeah.
3 teams are definitely not in people's minds.
Fair enough. Watkins has always been a player who's delivered for you, hasn't he? In previous seasons. So maybe he might actually. West Ham, I think maybe let's see what they do against Newcastle. Because there are quality players there. There are players I'm interested in as well. Their new signing, Paqueta, could be an option. Anyone looking for a 4 million budget enabler in Emerson, that's another option to free up funds in defense. Palace have a couple tricky fixtures. That's at least for the next 3 are tough fixtures. I would say 7, 8, and 9 are tough. After that, it's a bit of an easy run. So that's when it comes to the wildcard time. They could also be a player like Zaha. Could be one that you would want. Leicester are another team I think I need to keep an eye on for, because wildcard coming time, Madison is very interesting. Although it depends on formation and everything.
That's the thing. I watched Leicester's game last week, and they obviously benched Vardy and started Daka. They got a lot of rotation risk in that striking line, which is the thing that concerns me a little bit. Madison seems to be nailed, but then again, you just don't know with the rotation and what kind of formation they're going with. As you said, it's just kind of a guessing game in terms of all nailed on. Probably Madison's probably the most nailed on. Playing the formation they played last week, he seems to be playing a bit more deeper.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the 2-striker formation, he's a bit more deeper, which is an issue. So we have to see what they play in terms of formation as well going forward. And also maybe Man United short-term punt before the wildcard. You never know. Crystal Palace and Leeds.
Let's talk about how good they're playing.
They are improving after every game. I'll tell you that. There's still small spells where I feel like they are not dominating, and the opponent has that. And if the opponent scores during that time, then obviously clean sheet is gone. But it seems like defensively they're improving more and more.
I think. Look, I mean, it's a long game. It's not. Yes, they've been getting some good results last 2 games. Can't get too excited. It's a very, very long season. And they still have a lot to prove. Just because they keep a couple of clean sheets and beat Arsenal and Liverpool, it doesn't mean anything in the sense of it's great for the team and for the confidence and for Ten Hag and benching Ronaldo and Maguire, which finally happened. Was great for benching Maguire. We've been waiting here for this for like 3 years now. Look, it's good. The tricky part is actually, as you said, bringing them before the wild card is interesting. Just after the wild card, they play City. Couple of tough fixtures after that. After Newcastle, you got Spurs, Chelsea, West Ham, which are not easy games. And looking at fantasy, it's going to be tough, really. So I think United's place is good for the team overall, but in terms of rushing to bring in assets, short-term punt, but long-term,
no. That's what. So before the wildcard, if you want to do a short-term punt before the wildcard, now is your time. After that, you're looking to take them off on the wildcard. Let's move in to fixtures. Now, we'll occasionally go from fixtures to stats and everything. But before we actually go to fixtures, I thought I'll bring one more, like a ticker type of view. This is from Lego Mane FPL. So this kind of shows you teams to hop on and hop off kind of situation. So all the teams that are highlighted are teams that were not in the top 6 last season. So if you look at City, tough teams, like they have one game easy, one game hard, one game easy, and then hard. So if you look at the fixtures in terms of if you want to target a bracket, it's like the 13 to 16 bracket for City. Chelsea, it's like 9 to 12. It's a bracket you want to target. West Ham, game week 7 to game week 11. So if you're looking for teams to target for specific brackets, hopefully this might help for anyone who hasn't seen this yet.
That's interesting.
And also like United, 2 easy, 1 hard. 2 easy, 2 hard after that. So
looking at that, Ryan, City's got Tottenham's the top 16. Who are you captaining this weekend?
There's only one man. While this man is on form, I will not take... Okay, I would not take the captain. Before the Champions League game, I was contemplating putting the armband on Haaland. Not Haaland, on Salah. I saw the Champions League game. I saw the highlights of the Champions League game. And my armband went to Haaland.
Yep.
He's scoring, man. Like,
it's crazy.
We don't know if he'll do it against a top 6 team.
I think Hossam in the chat as well. He's planning to captain Haaland.
Yeah.
And free transfer this week. So good job, Hossam.
Yeah.
That's telling you as well.
Exactly. So for now, it's like Salah against United last season. Put it on him. See what happens. If he shows that he can't do it against a top 6 team, I won't captain him against United though. You never know. I think our defense is improving slightly.
We'll wait for that. We're talking about game week 7 now.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, into the fixtures. Fulham versus Chelsea. Do you think Chelsea will keep a clean sheet?
So Chelsea lost today, right?
Yep. 1-0 against Dynamo Zagreb.
Yeah. So what happened to getting Fofana and starting Chilwell, man in form in Chilwell? Aubameyang started today as well. I think Chelsea's really missing Kante and Coutinho. I think it's inevitable. You can see that in the way they're playing in the results. It's not convincing. Yes, on paper they're back 5 or 6 now with Barella as well. Look really, really solid. But they can't keep a clean sheet, which is disappointing. Defensive assets have always been good. They still have decent defensive assets in James, even though I dropped him last week. Attacking wise, not convinced just yet. I think Aubameyang needs to gel in. They've never been the most attacking threat heavy team. Defensive wise, yes. Against Fulham, who's surprisingly been doing well against top teams.
Mitrovic?
Double up and stuff. Probably not. But look, they're still a top team. Can't discount them away. Gotta wait for them to get on some kind of a upwards form. Jump on the defensive bandwagon.
Yeah, the fixtures are good still. Like even like if you go back to that hopping and hopping off. If you look at Chelsea, where's Chelsea? Fulham, Liverpool, tough game obviously, but then up to game week 12 is pretty good. So the thing is, I probably right now, if you had double defense, I might look to offload one. Just because I think you can pack the midfield and forward lines, which are now actually returning points in certain categories. But I would probably still keep a Reece James if we had a Reece James, because we know what he's capable of attacking wise. Even if they don't keep a clean sheet, he could potentially get an attack in return.
Yeah, it's interesting because for me, the reason why I dropped James was with actually the plan of wildcarding him back. I didn't wait paid off okay last week. Got 1 point. I was just I wasn't very clear with the defensive. Yeah,
fair enough.
Especially with what Cucurella, with Fofana coming in, how they're going to blend in, who's going to play right back, who's going to play right centre back. That whole defensive formation, I wasn't willing for that to take a bit of a risk on it.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let's drop him now. He's definitely in my consideration for a wild card in game week 9 if I do end up doing wild card. And Fulham and Liverpool games. Fulham's playing right now. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, that's what I expect. I wouldn't be surprised if Mitrovic actually ends up scoring in this game. And Fulham are better at home as well. That's another thing we need to consider. So anyone who wants to bring Mitrovic early, because the next game I think for Fulham is Forest. So it's not a bad option. Forest is also not that great defensively, so I don't mind Mitrovic punt. In terms of Chelsea, one defense at the moment. Forward, attack, midfield, I'm not looking at any of that. But Bournemouth, Brighton. Should just relegate Bournemouth.
The options, huh? Captaincy options for Brighton this week?
Pascal Gross. No, I'm not judging. I'm joking. Don't captain Pascal Gross. But
I
actually,
captained Tony last week. I'm
yeah,
crazy.
that's true. That's true. You're doing you do you, my friend. Let me know if you're captaining, so I'll just make sure I have him in my team.
No, but see, Brighton is looking good.
Yeah.
5 goals last week. They are much better defensively. They're contending. They're coming top 4. Okay? So, I mean, what more can I say? I think Brighton are definitely favourites to win this game.
Yeah.
Bournemouth under the new manager could be interesting as well. You know, they did come back to win last week, right?
You should just relegate Forest as well. 2-0 up and you lose 3-2. I don't know.
But I mean, it's pretty good for a team who got smashed 9-0.
Yeah, that's true.
The game week before to come back and come back again, losing 2-0 down.
Yeah,
pretty good on them. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this has been an easy game for Brighton as well. I think Bournemouth's on the rebound. But I still think Brighton are favourites. So yeah, I think your Grosses and Trossard, Sanchez options for Brighton.
Yeah, fair enough. And I initially thought there were questions with regard to Stupinen. I thought he'll be a good option, but now Trossard got benched because Trossard is playing left wing back and Trossard is playing really well. So forget about Stupinen. If you want a defensive cover, maybe Sanchez. If you want a double up, you can go Veltman or Dunk or even Webster for set pieces. But apart, that's it.
I mean, Dunk unfortunately got the own goal, which kind of, but you're not going to get an own every game.
Yeah, he's still a pretty good defender. So
upside. The thing that I'm a bit not really confused, but not settled is with Trossard's with the position he's playing in as well.
Yeah, because he's a left wing back role.
He's kind of playing wing back role. Yes, he's being pretty attacking and he kind of cuts in a lot. He's kind of playing that parent role in a way. But from where I saw him in the last game, when the ball was up front for attack, he was pretty much well back and in front line on the right, playing a lot more attacking.
Yep.
There wasn't many like attacking runs per se on the left.
Yep.
Even Gross wasn't as heavily involved in some of the attacking.
Gross, I think, is a more assist potential. He has higher assist potential, but low goal scoring potential because he doesn't get to the end of stuff. He's the one who's providing, and then these guys have to finish it. Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, if Brighton had a solid striker in their formation, they'd be really, really good. But they're playing well back, which
unfortunately is okay, not great. Fair enough. All right,
but still a good team.
Yeah, still a good team. Leicester versus Aston Villa. Now, this at the moment of recording, Brendan Rodgers hasn't been sacked, but there were rumors that I saw that he might have been sacked and all of that. So at the moment, for now, I'm just calling this El Sacico. So Leicester versus Aston Villa.
You reckon whoever loses this game gets sacked?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but we'll see.
Be cool.
Yeah. Or they might even be close to being sacked and then international break gone. So we'll have to see. Thoughts on these teams? Just wait and watch.
It's a hard game. It's a really hard game to predict who's going to win.
Yeah.
They're both teams coming pretty much in the second half of the table towards the bottom end now. Both have they had a win yet? Or they probably have a win on each, something. But
not sure.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty hard game to just predict what's going to happen. So Leicester haven't won a game and Villa's won one game. So I think Leicester is due for a win at home. I honestly, I would stay away from this game.
Same.
Assets.
Yeah, probably.
Point in time.
Agreed. Liverpool versus Wolves. Now, I think Salah will still have a high EO of captaincy. He continues to have 100 EO. I don't know how long managers can continue to captain him without returns, but I think this game we'll have to wait and see. I think if Salah scores in the Champions League, I expect a very 50-50 call again this week between Haaland and Salah, especially if Thiago is back. Thiago is the key.
Yeah, and probably Matip as well. I think it's interesting, right? If I didn't play FPL last year, if I haven't been following FPL all my life, and this was my first year in FPL, I wouldn't have had Salah in my team.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just so emotionally invested in Salah.
I know.
And the potential damage that he can do to our rank.
It's the fear.
just need to have him. We just need to pay $13 million just to have him.
True.
The way he's playing with Nunes in, with Mane gone, and all these factors where he blanked in the 9-0, he missed the 2 sitters. All this is just pointing away from me keeping Salah on my team.
One thing though, it doesn't return this week. I myself will make a strong argument for where's Liverpool on this hopping off. Liverpool. Right there you go. Game week 8, Chelsea. Game week 9, Brighton. Not easy, I would say.
Not a great team.
10, Arsenal. 11, City. I think you could just drop.
Yep.
You could just drop in this game, like this run, and just use the money elsewhere.
I don't disagree with that at all. The thing with Salah as well is, and I don't see him with World Cup coming as well. There's going to be so much more uncertainty towards the games closing up to the World Cup, especially after the World Cup as well. He's not like you're losing value on him. Even he's not going to go up to 30 mil. You can drop him today, and you're not going to. I don't think he's going to have big damage to your rank.
Yeah, that I probably agree.
But if I drop him, he'll score a hat-trick this weekend.
So, dude, actually, if you drop him, let me know. Then I'll put the armband on him. I'll put the armband on him. I think this is the last game before a lot of managers start to just get tired if he doesn't return.
I agree.
Same thing with Trent as well. I think Trent can be sold. The way Liverpool are defending right now, because last season, Liverpool, you have Trent regardless of fixtures because of the fact one reason was they were keeping clean sheets.
Yes.
They don't keep clean sheets for that price tag. I feel like there's not enough value there. I don't have Cancelo, and I don't mind moving Trent to Cancelo immediately for that move.
That's an easy switch. The problem is, right, I think, and this is another issue, is part of the reason why, because if you've already got Haaland as your premium striker, you probably don't want to double up Haaland and Kane up front. There's no replacement for Salah.
Yes, that's the thing.
Who's performing right now, apart from maybe De Bruyne. And with Champions League and all that stuff as well, there's still that uncertainty. Son isn't performing. If Son was performing right now, he'll be a direct swap.
Yep.
He's saying that though, he might still be the best option.
True.
Direct swap. Bruno could be another option if you really all out. If United get on some kind of a
form,
But right now, if you were to downgrade Salah, you're going to have a lot of excess funds, and that's probably the reason why people don't want to transfer.
Yeah, because people would rather go from one premium to another premium than go to like a spread the fund situation.
Correct.
Yeah.
At least not right now. I think the wildcard's probably the best option to do that.
Yep.
Just because you can play around with your funds and build price rises or whatever. I mean, look, I think you're right. I think Salah, even if he scores this weekend, I still think he'll still get sold.
Yeah, I think there's opportunity to be had in terms of selling him and going for someone else.
Correct. I just don't see him being in many people, even if he scores, say, a goal or an assist this week. The fixtures are too hard for him.
Yep.
And going into national break, teams will. I just don't think he'll make many wildcard teams. Fingers crossed for this week for all the Salah owners, which is pretty much 50% or 60%, and the Trent owners. Let's try getting as much as we can from him.
Yeah, before the points just go away for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, or maybe he'll just prove us wrong.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to.
I would love to have Salah on my team for the wildcard team, right? But it's up to him now to prove it to us.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like how Tony did for us.
Exactly. All right, Salah, the ball is in your court now.
It's on you, Salah.
Yeah. Wolves, though, I'm not probably looking at anything. So there was a Diego Costa thing, but I don't know now what's happening with regards to Diego Costa and his rumors.
Pedro Neto costed me 0.3.
Yeah, no.
Just sitting on the bench. Wolves. What they're going for? Diego Costa, sorry, that's what you mentioned. Diego Costa, could be interesting. Costa, be an interesting slow striker. If Jimenez comes back, is Jimenez coming back from injury this season?
I think he's back. Jimenez. Yeah.
If they still get Costa and Jimenez up front as a striking duo partners, and
that could be good.
That could be interesting to watch at least.
True. In terms of owning, I still think it's Wolves kind of wait and see. Yeah,
I would definitely be keen on watching some games if they have Costa and Jimenez up front and see how much strikes and who knows how actually work.
Yeah, fair enough. Greg has said in the chat that he hasn't had Salah the whole season. Well, so far
Good
he's
job,
managed to
Brett.
escape and benefit from like in terms of the funds. So yeah, well done to you.
Right.
Southampton, Brentford, your boy Tony. Think he
Yeah.
can get something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Is he going to score the hat trick this game? I don't think so. I think he got a penalty last game, got a free kick last game, and a freak wonder goal. Probably
And
one
Leeds
of
were bad defending.
and Leeds just defended really poor.
Yeah.
In saying that, I don't think that having Tony is a bad shot this week. Captaincy option away to Southampton, who's also a team who have not been performing as well defensive sides. But at home, they tend to be a bit stronger than they're away. So, yeah, I mean, if you have the Brentford players and, keep them, even if you got the Southampton players, keep them because Brentford did concede 2 goals and there were times where they looked really weak, where pushing. So, yeah, Che Adams and Tony, the strikers again, are still the good shouts. There's no options or midfielders I can think of that immediately.
Nothing comes to mind in terms of it's just Tony at the moment from like that fixture in general. Che Adams maybe, but as long as he doesn't handball stuff in front of goal. But I'll mostly go Tony, if anything.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to really have another slot for a striker anyway to consider Che Adams.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The big game, City versus Spurs. Haaland captaincy? Maybe.
So I'm one of the anti-Haaland captainers. Captaincy.
If you take Haaland captaincy, I'm going to screenshot and post that.
So part of the reason why Ryan dropped me from this team was because I didn't captain Haaland.
No, you took a hit. You took a hit, so I dropped you in the strikers, keepers, losers, sweepers tournament. Little did I know that you ended up outscoring all of us.
Yeah. No, but look, I think Haaland, not captaining Haaland, has definitely captained me. But in saying that, this game week, and we've been, Pep's already come out and said that, he's fresh and he's fit and whatever. He's on a roll. He's on a big roll, and Spurs want to win. I mean, City want to win this game. Do you know what I mean? Like they want to get back to the top place where they belong. And Arsenal losing out last week gives them the opportunity to catch up a little bit. So yeah, I think they want to win, and I think Haaland will play.
Yep. I also think Haaland will definitely play. The goals is the question, how many goals he can get. So we'll have to wait and see with regards to that. Because again, I'm expecting, it depends on the game state. If City are up like 2 or 3 by 60 to 70 minutes, then I expect Haaland to come off. Because Dortmund...
I don't see that though, because I think if you look at Spurs and City's last 5 games, I think Spurs have won 3 games or 4 games.
Well, that's not that great then.
So Spurs have a decent record against City.
Yeah. It's Conte as well, which is going to be a hard game.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Like, again, this is where if I was purely me being me, I probably wouldn't captain Haaland this week.
Yeah.
Just the Premier League information. But putting into fantasy context and how good he's been playing, it's just hard to go past Haaland again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like a dilemma for captains. The captaincy option this week is not as straightforward for me as, people are going to be leaning towards Haaland, I think.
I don't think it's straightforward. No. This week is, compared to all other weeks, like 6 and 5 were, I think, more straightforward than this week. Because this week is just, Spurs will be hard. 100%. Whether we like it or not, it's going to be a hard game.
Yep.
Conte will literally make it hard if he needs to.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a good game. It'll be really good to watch, actually. I actually think Son is due a game, good like a haul as well. Even
that's the thing. I think we're all waiting for Son to score before we can get him in. I think he needs that goal, and it hasn't come yet, but we'll see.
Son usually scores in his big games as well. I'm kind of predicting that he might score his game. I still think City will win, however.
Yeah.
But I still think it's not going to be an easy game.
Yeah, agreed.
Goals, Haaland is still a threat.
Yeah.
Is he going to be scoring the same potential he's been scoring last 3 game weeks, apart from the Villa game?
Highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, but in saying that, it's hard to discount.
Yeah, that's not fair enough. Agreed. All right. And Greg is a City fan, and he says Son always plays well against City. So yeah, fair enough. Exactly.
He definitely does.
So maybe Son might be a good option this week. We never know, but we won't own him. Having said that, Arsenal versus Everton. Jesus, there is talk that Jesus could also be a good captaincy option this week against Everton. But I saw a very spirited Everton performance last week.
Pickford.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They were so happy.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think, well, Arsenal will have to, Arteta's really pissed off about losing last game. So I think they'll try to rebound strong.
Yeah.
You're right. I think Everton, part of the reason why I'm a bit nervous is because how well Everton defended last game.
Yeah.
They should have definitely conceded, but they got saved a lot. I still think Arsenal will win this game. I don't think it's an easy game. They are back, which is going to be better for them. I think, Arsenal isn't the worst option, but I also wouldn't say it's the best option.
Fair enough. Agreed. I still wouldn't get rid of Jesus or Martinelli, to be honest. I've seen a lot of people. Jesus, I think, is one of the top sold strikers this week. I'd still give him the Everton game. After that, I think he will get sold a lot on the wildcard. That run.
I think the biggest reason why he got sold was because price drop during the week.
Yeah.
He dropped from 8.2 to 8.1. So a lot of managers sold him to take advantage of that, price gain. The thing is, right, like I think a lot of people who are dropping Jesus probably already have a Martinelli in their team.
Yeah, fair enough.
In which case, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world because Martinelli looked good. Goal, which got disallowed. He looked very attacking and very threatening. So I think you don't need. I think you need one of them, but probably both of them aren't essential.
Yeah, agreed. Fair enough. Especially going forward, like the next couple of weeks, defense as well. You can probably start looking to move off. From Everton point of view, I still think fixtures are hard. I would assume, and no one really to own. I'm not looking to own anyone.
Everton's not convincing. Anthony Gordon's been scoring occasionally. Pickford is not a bad option. Yeah, in terms of a pure player.
Pictures are just
kind of I mean, like they got some interesting wing backs, right? With Mikolenko, Patterson, cheap. I just don't think they're at that phase where FPL. They're not FPL ready.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. West Ham, Newcastle. Isaac looking good, playing good. Trippier from Newcastle as well, doing well. Nick Pope could be a wildcard option, goalkeeper very soon for a lot of managers. West Ham, on the other hand, getting better with each game. They played well against Spurs. I thought they played, and then they played well against Chelsea as well. And I thought they should have probably got a draw against Chelsea. Now they play Newcastle again, another tough game because I think Newcastle are also pretty good. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think West Ham's defense is not convincing enough at all.
Yeah,
they've just fallen off a cliff, and they've signed a lot of midfielders, which is good. But their back line is the issue where I guess the attackers don't have the freedom to go at the rate they want to be going
because their back line is not strong enough. Yeah,
correct. But look, then they got a lot of interesting new signings. Paqueta. Bowen was FPL hero last and with the fixtures turning around, he could be a player.
Yeah.
At that midfield price point, especially if you're looking for a Salah replacement type player, I could see him coming into our teams in lieu of Salah. And then Newcastle is just, I've owned Trippier since game week 1. Yeah. I'm very happy with that decision.
Yeah.
It's been very good. Attack wise, I'm interested in seeing how Isaac performs with Wilson back.
Yes, that's the thing. I think he might play left wing then, and then Wilson
or
right wing, depending on the situation. It also depends on Saint Maximin when he gets back. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how both of them perform on the pitch.
Correct. Yeah, I mean he's good. He's a young guy. He's like 22, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know, he's 22. His headmate is Haaland.
Crazy.
I think look, they're definitely the team on the rebound.
Yeah.
And from last season, they're definitely performing much better than they have been, and I guess a big part of that is the new signings and new coaching. So yeah, Newcastle is definitely a player team I'll be looking, keeping a closer eye on as well going into the wildcard. This game week, I think West Ham might have the edge because they're playing at home.
Yeah,
that's
fair
all.
enough.
My gut feel, but I still think that'd be a good game too.
In terms of, let's say, the third striker spot, now that we covered most of the teams who would occupy that third striker spot, who would you go for?
So you're talking about
like your Mitrovic, your Tony,
who's so Haaland is your first striker.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about third striker, but who's your actual second striker?
Well, at the moment, you could say Jesus occupied by teams, but very soon it could not be Jesus as well. So you could then go second and third striker spot.
Correct. I actually wouldn't count Jesus as my second striker at the moment. I would say if you're looking at second and third, Mitrovic for the long run.
Yep.
And that was part of my plan. I'm sure a lot of people's plans of getting Tony and swapping with Mitrovic.
Yep.
In like game week 10 or game week 9, whenever Fulham's fixtures get better. But I can see a strong case of bringing Mitrovic earlier, along with Tony, and then eventually Tony out for someone else. But yeah, I think I would go Mitrovic, Tony, Haaland.
Fair enough. I probably agree at the moment with that. And then obviously, like when you said Tony out after, maybe then an Isaac in or even a Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
We don't know. We'll see.
I think, correct. There'll be a few options at that point. And look, we don't need to go with the front three, right?
Yeah.
That's one more thing to remember. Like, at that point, you might even look at a
midfield 5.
You might go for a midfield option. And we might get that 8 million midfielder will be all been,
Yeah, true.
this whole season. So I think it's good to keep your options open. You could, but you don't need to stick to the 4-3-3 at that point.
Fair enough.
Might change. So
True. Fair enough. Palace versus United. Rashford, punt worthy, at least 2 game weeks. Not sure.
I brought in Zaha
Yes.
last week, and that was a bit of a method. I thought it was a method to my madness, but after I saw United playing really well, I'm a bit regret bringing him in last week. Rashford could be good. I think Palace is.
It's not an easy game.
It's not an easy game.
Yeah.
At home, I don't think it's an easy game. Attacking assets probably still have the favor, so your Rashford is probably still a decent option at 6 point, short-term punt. Your defensive options in Della and stuff, I think Palace will score.
Yeah.
Because they always traditionally score at home early on. And it's always United catching up. I don't think it's going to be a clean wash for United. I think United will definitely,
it'll be another hard game like the Leicester.
It's going to be a hard game.
Yeah.
100%. I don't think you can. I'm not going to sit here and I know we're talking about short-term punts of Rashford and Anthony or Sancho, whatever it is. I don't think it's as straightforward for this game.
Interesting you say that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm being very skeptical about United.
You're pouring water on my hopes, or like I don't know what to say. But yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have this like nervous feeling that it's too good to be true, right?
Yeah, at the moment, based on like what we've had to experience for the last couple months and like last 2 years, maybe it looks too good to be true.
That's exactly the reason why.
I don't know.
If you're playing the way they're playing, like I'm not trying to be biased here. And I'm sure that the reason why we're trying to be very optimistic, which as FPL managers, we got to be neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
Fans strong. I'm like, we're gonna smash Palace this week. Easy. Have you seen how good Lisandro Martinez is defending and whatever? I can sit here and say we'll win 3-0, but I don't think that's going to be the case, which is why I'm more neutral.
Yeah.
Good game. I think it'll be a good game. I think Rashford will be a good shout. Zaha could still be a good shout as well in midfield. Defenders, Dallo, maybe. But that's all I can think of straight away.
I think I'll probably want to wait and see the Europa League as well. See who gets minutes, who gets rested and all of that before making a decision. But at the moment, I am tempted by Rashford for a short-term punt. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see Europa League and how it goes. Leeds versus Forest. Void at the moment, nothing.
Well, I mean, Leeds, unfortunately, Rodrigo got injured, which kind of kind of kill their momentum in a way of the high. But I still think they're very high XG.
They have decent, not the easiest fixtures, but yeah, they're very attacking.
Very attacking.
Yeah.
I think if you have Leeds players, keep them. Don't. I mean, this is the week to.
Yeah, if you still have, I'll just keep them. This is a good game you want. You want your Leeds players in this game.
Too.
Yeah.
I think so too, and I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll comprehensively because it's their last week's where they should have really clinched it against Brentford, but Brentford were just too good. So I think they were looking for a good rebound game.
Yeah.
The problem with Leeds is injuries. That's the biggest issue.
That's the thing.
Bamford.
Bamford's back though, but we'll see.
He's back. He's not playing full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just a concern for FPL managers. I think Harrison's still your best shout and Aronson at that price point. And if you have them, play them.
Yeah, fair enough. Fazna has I didn't know you were Sri Lankan. Well, technically we're both Sri Lankan, but yeah. So Leeds, I think Sinistera, if you have Sinistera, good option as well. If you have Leeds players, just play them this week. You can't ask for a better fixture to bounce back from than Forest away at the moment.
Yeah.
Moving on. We saw this team attack: City, Arsenal, Liverpool right on top. Leeds as well, like we just mentioned, very attacking. Spurs as well on there. And your bottom teams are your Fulham, your West Ham, your Forest, your Villa, your Bournemouth. So if anyone you have is playing against these teams, good for clean sheet opportunities at the moment. In terms of defense, again, City right on top defense. Arsenal, Spurs third, City first. This is why it's going to be a very hard game between those two. West Ham fourth, which was shocking for me. I didn't expect that. So maybe you could probably start looking for West Ham assets. This is last 6 game weeks, by the way, for anyone who's asking. And then Liverpool, Brighton, Wolves, Southampton, Newcastle, and then United. So United just mid-table at the moment. Yep.
The one thing I'm very confused is West Ham being so high. They only had 1 clean sheet.
I know. I also was very confused by this. So I don't know. I might have to check the stats again. I'm a bit confused with the fact that West Ham are so high. Let me just check.
Yeah, that just seems too good to be true.
Yeah.
Defense than Brighton, which is Brighton's got 3 clean sheets.
Yeah.
That's fewer shots and fewer goals.
So I don't know, because I've sorted this by XG considered non-penalty. But if I was to sort it by XG considered, then they go slightly down. Because I think they've given away a penalty as well. That's why.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it seems like they are high. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it seems too high.
Yeah.
But I think no, it's good. I like Spurs' stats in that actually. That's very interesting. They've only conceded 4 big chances.
The thing with the stats point this way, but whenever I watch Spurs, whenever I see them get pressed, they're in trouble. So the stats do. That's something I should mention. Like the stats do point to good numbers, but whenever I've seen them, if they get pressed, that's an issue. Their midfield lacks creativity. So I think City could be a team that ends up choking them, which is what I'm worried about. So we'll have to see how they do. But we'll see this game what happens. But Spurs are pretty decent. Only thing is, all the defensive assets that you want are rotation options.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And all the stuff, the wing backs. No, I think City up top kind of makes sense. I actually think that Liverpool's a bit too high as well from the performances but Brighton's been good, Arsenal's been good, Newcastle's been good too. Yeah, definitely.
We'll see how
season.
We'll see how this continues to evolve. Okay, defenders. Now I've kind of taken the top 20 defenders, and what I've done for this time compared to the last episode was I highlighted them if they were in the top 3 positions for each of the categories out of all the defenders. So not just the ones in this list. So if you were to look at, let's say, the clean sheets categories, there are only 2 highlights because there are a couple of defenders not in this list who didn't make the top 20 who have more clean sheets. So that's just, and it's sorted by expected goal involvement. So Nico Williams is right high, but you wouldn't really consider him anymore because fixtures are hard. In terms of corners, Trippier, Robertson, and Trent kind of expected in terms of corners. Bonus points, interestingly, Dalot is high. Dalot is first for bonus points at the moment, followed by Rich James and Trippier, and who is this? Strike from Leeds.
Straight from Leeds,
Yeah.
the defender. Yeah, very interesting. Trippier's got 29 corners.
Crazy.
Insane.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just obviously the one missing person here is Cancelo.
Yes. Every time I see this, I'm like, this guy's stats are just way down at the moment.
It is, yeah. I saw that as well somewhere. He's like 32nd or something in the defenders list.
Yeah. So if I was to look at the defenders list right now, I have to scroll quite a long way. Like even Ben White, Luka Dean are all higher than Cancelo at the moment.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Yeah. But having said that, Walker is now apparently injured, and Cancelo played out in the right, like in the Champions League. So that could maybe improve Cancelo's returns. We don't know. We'll have to see.
Potentially. I still think Cancelo is a good option. And just because there's a big clean sheet factor as well for City in general.
Yeah.
And he's good. He's a good player.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a good player. Stats not prove it that way, but I still think he's probably one of the top owned defenders in the Prem at the moment, which is interesting. One player I'm very disappointed, obviously, and most people are, is Trent. Just hasn't given you the returns that you're kind of up. 0.5.
I mean, the numbers are there, but
look at everyone else on the list. Everyone is less apart from literally 5 million.
Yeah,
a lot of $4.5 million options.
Exactly.
In this list, which is interesting.
That's actually true. I didn't pay attention to that, but there's a lot of cheap options.
After Trent and Reece, Trent and James, the rest are all literally less than 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Lots of cheap options available, which is why I'm like, big at the back, you don't really need to go big at the back. You can there's so many values.
I agree. Yeah, I think we started the season with big at the back because we thought that's going to be the way.
Yeah.
The template. Now it actually just feels like, and this is a good problem to have, we actually don't need as much money. I actually think there's so much more options come around where there isn't, you're probably spending a lot more on your forwards, which is what you're a bit heavy, but especially if you're going to sell Salah, where else is your money going to go? You know what I mean? All your defenders are, the defenders are performing at this cheap.
This makes the game even more harder because the template will be always strong. That's the thing.
He's going to have like a $20 million bench.
Yeah. That's the thing. We'll see. Yeah, I agree with you. You don't you'll have money floating about. The thing is, when people have money floating about, is then when people go, I want to use that money somewhere. And then go get these players that.
Correct. Like right now, we're arguing that we don't want to downgrade Salah to anyone who's not cheaper than 9 million because we consider it a downgrade, but it's not really the case.
No.
Salah Rashford is an easy debate for this week.
Yep, fair enough.
The extra 7 million. But coming back to defenders, I mean, look, still early days. I think Liverpool and all the Reece James now, hopefully with their defensive situation now a bit nailed on, and that should help them. I still think he'll be back in teams in the wildcard. Nico Williams is still cheap as your option. I'll be looking closer to some of the other defenders like the Wolves and West Ham, especially with their just turning. Could be interesting look.
Fair enough. Moving on, midfielders, KDB right on top, followed by Salah. First time I think I've seen KDB now topping the charts. Usually Salah is the one topping the midfielder charts. Zaha, who you got in. Pascal Gross just following closely behind. Sterling, someone we didn't speak about too much, who if you wanted a somewhat premium asset to own for that Salah swap, could be an option. Not shouting out that he's an option, but could be an option.
Yeah, I'm just interested in seeing how he gels with Aubameyang.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because obviously his stats are a bit high because he was playing that forward role the first 5 game weeks. Interesting to see. He's going to play the left wing, right? Most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
And I'm just curious. I just want to see. I think he's definitely a player as a potential Salah replacement. You're looking at, and stats are there. The team is finally set. They got the defense. One to watch out, I guess, is still.
Yep, fair enough.
I wasn't too high on him before.
Yep.
But now that Chelsea is kind of getting into that shit, we have a good team now. There's no more complaints.
Yeah.
Let's now just, barring injuries, let's go for the wins. I think he'll be easy to watch.
Yep, fair enough. Fernandes and Rashford have also entered this list. Rashford with 4 big chances, which is third highest amongst the midfielders. And also just below is Eriksen, also entering this list. Although I probably wouldn't go for him as an FPL option, but yeah. Couple United players, interesting to see. And just below Eriksen was Sancho. So good to see that they're entering the list.
The boys are finally here. In the top
exactly. Forward line, Haaland. It's just red for everything except for chances created and assist. Everything else, he kind of tops it.
Insane.
Kane followed closely. Mitrovic in third. Gabriel Jesus and Tony as well. They're the top 5 basically for forwards at the moment. If you're looking for anyone, it's those 5.
Yeah. I like the stats for Tony and Jesus in terms of created as well.
Yep.
I think that's the key, with the fact that they're not just purely, your traditional like
number 9. Yep.
Attacking. Just I take all the shots.
Yep.
Also creating chances, which is good.
Yep.
FPL. And I think Tony's being compared to sort of how his play style to how Kane plays as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, because he drops deep, he like creates and everything. Yep.
So I think I like that. Mitrovic is just a freak. I mean, 22 shots is just second to
Haaland. Yeah.
Haaland in a team that just got promoted from the championship. Very interesting.
The touches in the penalty area also, he's like third, 36 touches in the penalty. Jesus' touches in the penalty area is insane. 66 touches in the penalty area.
He should be topping the charts, right? But he's not.
I know, but he's not. They're not finishing enough. Yeah.
That's right. That's the problem with Jesus. I just think his stats are good.
Yeah.
He's playing number 9. I think he'll. Yeah, I mean, he's still in the team. He was 82% owned for a reason.
Yeah, true.
Right in front of you. So I think, look, Haaland, Mitrovic, to where, I'm really impressed with Fulham in terms of, you got City, who's like top team, championship caliber players, eating the ball to you. And you got Mitrovic, who's got Andreas Pereira. So even with that, to be able to get that many options and that many shots is credit to him. So I'm very, very impressed with Mitrovic this season.
Yep, fair enough. Agreed. Moving on. Watchlist. Now, what I've done for this watchlist is just for Game Week 7 and 8. I've gone for FPL review, taken the expected points, and then based off the top performing expected points players, I've added them in here. Based on that, just. So these are your like top performing expected points for the next 2 game week. So if you are looking for short-term punts, anyone from this list should technically perform, or expected to perform at least. Yeah.
I like the so many good striking options again, huh? Like where we're looking at. I'm not very high on the premium side. If you read the premium column, apart from Haaland, there's no one really, it's an obvious thing, but I'm not too high on Alisson, not high on Trent, Kensler, James for the upcoming fixtures. Salah, we just spoke about Salah. De Bruyne, yes. How many minutes he'll get after Champions League? Wait to see. Probably still will start and play. The one that kind of interests me more is, I want to say the budget options, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like Sanchez, and I think I'm a bit, biased with that because I've got half of them in my team already.
Good value.
All the players you got there are pretty much good budget watchlist options. Mid-priced options. I don't know if I'm high on Zinchenko and Gabriel anymore.
I think I've just added them because it's just the next 2 game weeks are good. But moving forward, they would probably all fall off. Yeah,
correct. But look, they're all good. Watchlist is okay. Are we thinking about bringing anyone in before Game Week 7? Is that what this is about? Then is this a short-term punt? If you're going to wildcard, United players is the way to go.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd agree. Having said all of that, teams. All right, I got 47 points. I managed to somehow nick a green arrow just on the exact safety score mark. Haaland doing the damage. Trippier, thankfully, contributed towards it, and also Pascal Gross. The rest were all absolute disappointments. Maybe Nico Williams kind of returned what I thought he would. Like a 2-point shot. I thought he would get a clean sheet. He got 4. It's fine. Everyone else was just bad.
Still above average, which is good.
Yeah, still above average. So tiny green arrow, not too bad. I take it. But you, on the other hand, 71 points. Game week ran of 157k, which is pretty good. Trippier, Nico Williams, all performing. Pascal Gross, Tony captaincy. Destroyed me in head-to-head. And Haaland as well, returning as well. So, looking good. What are you thinking? I can't see like what you will change.
I think captaincy is what this score is purely because of captaincy, right?
Yeah.
I think if I didn't captain Tony and captain anyone else,
You still would have been on green though. For the fact
I
that
still
you
have
just
been
owned
in
Tony.
green because where I was at.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, look, got a bit lucky. I wanted to go a bit lucky with Tony's returns. I didn't expect a hat trick. I was just, the reason for my captaincy was I was a bit unsure about Haaland for the third time in a row, even though he had 17 points each. I don't know what's wrong with me, but he still scored and proved me wrong.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Fair enough.
I had my armband on Salah for a very, very long time.
And he didn't return.
And I just knew that with Nunes back, he's just going to be going to play that weird wider role. So I'm like, and for me, the fact that I didn't captain Haaland 2 games before was more the reason as to why I captained Tony, because I had to catch up in a way.
Okay, fair enough. You went differential.
Yeah, so if I actually captained Haaland the week before, I probably would have stuck with Haaland this week.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't captain Haaland 2 weeks before.
Yep.
I had to somehow catch up, and that was great, and luckily it paid off.
Yeah. You got about what 600k rank rise or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
So pretty good. Yeah. So that was pretty good. Having said that, you want to know a team that did even better than you? Let me actually bring it up.
Panel team.
Yes, the panel team. Here's the panel team. Guess how many points?
I know how many points you must have
you do. 81 points. A game week rank of 18k. You know how many ranks he climbed? 2 million. 2 million ranks. It's at 500k now. Oh my god. Fernandes, Rashford, Tony, Haaland captaincy. Sheesh.
Insane.
Yeah, I know.
We were laughing with that double United.
Exactly.
Actually, consider United as being one of our captaincy options, right? And we did the...
Yeah, we were considering, oh man. That was an insane game week for the panel team. But yeah, it's doing pretty well. In terms of transfers, and it has 5 million in the bank, by the way.
Oh. Yeah. Let's drop Salah, get more money.
Yeah, we don't have Salah. We don't have Trent. That's why we have 5 million in the bank. And we have 2 free transfers. We didn't make a transfer last week.
Oh, so wow, we still got 81 points.
Yeah. So the panel team is actually in a really good position. Oh, well, not really good position. There are problems. You have Matikash that needs to probably move off. But the rest look pretty decent. In terms of, I'll just show you the team for this week. Who do you captain?
God knows. I actually wouldn't mind a United choice, right?
I should.
Run with the form.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll put the vice on Haaland just in case.
Yeah.
But this is the team it will be for this week. In terms of transfers, I can't really see what would I even do for transfers.
We could probably get rid of cash or something.
Exactly. So cash out for
somewhat cheap. I don't know. Maybe Emerson, West Ham. West
Ham's Emerson, or do you want to try? But you will never start him. Or do you want to punt on a Dalot, Triple United?
Yeah, Triple United. Why not?
Before the wildcard, you never know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Dalot
I think this is the only team in a whole which have 3 Triple United players.
Yeah, probably. And the only
even a single United player.
I don't even have a single United player, and this has Triple United here. I'll probably make it and see, because I think it'll pay off in the next.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think United. Yeah.
So we'll make that one transfer and probably roll the other one. So would you start Dalot over Gabriel?
I think so. Yeah, I think we should.
And then put Gabriel first bench.
You could probably start Gabriel if you hear any news about City not with Foden or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If we see that Foden's not starting, then could start Gabriel.
No, this team is looking very good, and look, if I was up against this team in head-to-head, I'd be scared with the Triple United.
Yeah, with the next two at least game weeks. Yeah.
Form they're coming through.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's the panel team. I don't know. We'll see how it does. We'll see. It's managed to overtake 3/4 of like 3 of other.
I wouldn't be
podcast
surprised
members.
at the end of this game week if you're not having a big game week. This is going to be the top 100K.
This will overtake all of us.
Yep.
If it has a good game week. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then finally, to wrap things off, price predictors as well. Let me bring it up. Cancelo looks like he's hitting close to a price rise, but still nothing, like, at least for now, doesn't seem like no one is close to a price rise in terms of price falls as well. Maybe Cresswell. Martial is looking like he's going to fall again. I'll be very interested if he can fall a bit more and then before he's back. So we'll see with regards to that. But yeah, at the moment, nothing really. Rashford seems close, but a bit too far off, to be honest, for today. So nothing in today or tomorrow, maybe, but we'll see. Comes close to the game week.
Player I saw who's dropped off is Mount. Mount's gone like 7.6 now.
Yes, he's actually now gone to the price that maybe he should have been priced at.
Yeah.
So yeah,
crazy.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, at the moment, doesn't seem like anyone's climbing, at least for tomorrow. Closer to the game week, I think there'll be a couple more price rises. We'll see. And then finally, I just wanted to mention Football Content Awards. Voting if you guys wanted to vote for us in the best new content creator category. Feel free to do so. To just type Football Chatbox and vote for us there. The link is in the chat. I will put it in here as well now for anyone in the chat. So thank you all for voting. If you do, shout out for everyone. And yeah, that's basically it for the day. Anything to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I think still a bit of thoughts and news to watch closer to the game week about, team news and then captaincy options. But let's just hope United keep going at the rate they're going and clinch a win this week.
Yep, let's hope so. Hope for a good game week. Anyways, that's it for everyone. Thank you, Rush, for joining me. And green arrows to everyone. Hope you guys have a great game week. We'll be having a Chatbox podcast tomorrow. I've recorded with Arvin. We've taken a couple shots at Arsenal. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. And then obviously deadline stream on Saturday. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
See you guys.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.